Welcome to the Dr. Renee Sunday Show, where it's not too late to shine. We bring you transformative information for small business owners, entrepreneurial insight, wisdom, and secrets to aid you to be seen, be heard, and get paid, to catapult your life to more impact, success, and freedom. Now, please welcome your host, the platform builder herself, Dr. Renee Sunday.
This is Dr. Renee Sunday, and I am the host of the Dr. Renee Sunday Show podcast. I want to welcome you. I want to just stop for a minute and just say thank you. Thank you for believing in us. Thank you for downloading us. You over on iTunes, you over on YouTube, you on our website, and you on social media. Thank you for supporting us. We really, truly thank you for that. Thank you for believing in us. Guess what? We believe in you as well. You know, in this life, a lot of times things we don't understand, and sometimes we do understand things, but we don't know what the next strategy, the next path we need to go. What we have to do is we have to make sure that we do have our ducks in a row. And that's how I'm going to put it. We need to make sure that we have accountability. We need to make sure that we actually have people around us that's like-minded people that's going to literally, in a way, I'm figurative speaking, push you off the cliff. Not to hurt you, but push you out of your comfort zone that you actually can be seen, be heard, and get paid. And that's what we do at the Dr. Renee Sunday Show. We bring you awareness because we actually have to have awareness first before we can actually say we need to make a change. So we bring awareness that we all can make wise decisions. Because when we make wise decisions, guess what? We can do the next step. We can actually obtain our dreams and goals in life. And before we know it, we're changing ourselves first, our family, our community, our city, and even the world. Just think about that for a little bit. That's what we're here to do on the Dr. Renee Sunday Show. Woo! I'm so excited. But what we're going to talk about this session, if you're tuning in live or checking out our archives 5 years from now, 6 years, 20 years from now, we're going to talk about 7 ways for small business owners to make profit with podcasting. Okay? Now, what I always love to do is bring clarity of what I'm talking about at first. First of all, we're talking about 7 ways for small business owners. But a lot of times you can extrapolate this if you're not a small business owner. You can extrapolate this to what you're doing right now. Okay? Now, profit to me, in my mind, is different from making money. You can make money, but the key is you need to be in the overflow. You need to be in the abundance because you need abundance now, right? Because you have so many people you need to impact. It's nice saying a kind word. It's actually even nice, very nice, saying a prayer. But you know what? A lot of times people need monetary things. They need the basic things that we take for granted, like food, clothing, and shelter. So if you have those insecurities, you want to be able to help somebody because that's my mission and motto in life. If I help somebody as I travel on this journey, then my living is not in vain. Now, you guys, if you're my age in the 50s, okay, I'm early 50, amen. You heard that, remember that song that mom and dad used to play, okay? But that song actually became my life because I love helping people just smile. And they said, Dr. Sunday, why just smile? Because if they smile, guess what? We'll bring my anesthesiologist in and stimulate hormones in their body. That they get excited about doing a task. And next thing you know, they have completed the book. They completed the screenplay. They have started making a podcast, okay? So that's why we do that. But we're going to talk about the 7 things that small owners, what they need to do to make profit with podcasting. Now, podcasting, in my opinion, my definition, is a tool, T-O-O-L, or a medium that you actually can share your voice with the world, that you can share your message with the world. You know, I mean, everyone wants to do that, but in this podcasting, yes, there's podcast everywhere, podcast. But guess what? You can do that because you have your unique secret sauce that nobody else has, that you actually could do it, okay? So number one. Dr. Sunday, what's number one? Well, number one, and I'm going to just start it from the beginning, 7 ways. You got to get out your comfort zone. I said that intro for a reason. Number one is get out your comfort zone. We got to get out that comfort zone. You know, of course, having anxiety and having fear is totally 2 different things. Fear is the substance of things hoped for, the evidence. You know, we don't want that. You know, that's faith. So things hoped for, the evidence of things not seen. But guess what fear is? Fear is evidence. It's going to appear that you can't do it. It's going to appear that it's too hard. It's going to appear that it's not for you. But how you knock that out? Because of your faith. Yeah, you probably never heard it put like that. But yeah, faith in the Bible, you know, Hebrews 11:1 says, faith is the substance of things hoped for, the evidence of things unseen. But what you seeing is stopping you. So we have to make sure our faith is in check, okay? So we got to actually believe in ourselves. Now, personal development is what I do on a daily basis. Now, if you can't do it on your own, we actually got to make sure, number 2, we got to ask for help. Number two, we got to ask for help. That may be help going to a accountability partner. That may be help going to a psychologist, psychiatrist. That may mean help getting a mentorship program. That may be help getting a coaching service. But you actually need to have help. Your vision is much bigger than just you. And that's what makes you nervous about it, because you say, oh, this is too big to obtain. But if you get someone that's like-minded that actually can help you on this journey, you can make it happen. Because it does take a team. My team make me look good. I love it. I'm actually, hiring 3 more people, okay, because we're getting a lot of people that need help. Help with their podcast, help with their program, help with the media exposure. And people just start out with their business. They need their building blocks. So we're here to serve. So number 1, you got number 1 already. Number 1 was get out the comfort zone. Okay. Number 2 was ask for help. And that needs to be 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, because anything you do, you got to have a team. You got to have a coach, a mentor, or somebody that's accountable, that you're accountable to, because you'll mess around and won't get nothing done. My coach was so amazed what I did in less than 6 months. I literally almost worked on 4 different businesses in less than 6 months. Okay, amen. Now, the next thing is, guess what? I broke this down separately, number 3, is because we need to what's called outsource. Now, a lot of people don't think outsourcing is where they at if you just start. But I know I can't do a website. I know I can't do graphics on a major scale. I can do Canva, some parts of it. But I have to have, guess what? I have to have a graphics team. Yeah, I have to have that, because I don't want, it's not my gift. And when you step back and let people do their gift, guess what? It makes your life easier. I sleep good at night. Okay? So that's outsource. That's what you got to do. You got to outsource. Me personally, I outsource my website. Now, I can do some minor updates, but my Shopify store, my SundayHonors.com, all that outsource. Okay? Yes. Okay. And then a virtual, like I said, I'm about to hire 3 more people because, a lot's going on. Because this is me personally. Let me be transparent a little more. I like to stay in the visionary mode. And what's the visionary mode? I come up with a new idea every second almost. But the thing is, you got to be able to have a strategy, which I'm good at strategy, but a lot of times you need a lot of people to make that pizza come together, right? A lot of ingredients to make the pizza. Even though if you may not like meat on yours, okay? If you like just one thing, you may just like, just cheese pizza, and they are good, okay? But it still takes more than ingredients than just the cheese, okay? All right. So you got to be able to outsource things. And what I had to really work on is getting my standard operational procedures. Because if you hire a virtual assistant, they need to know step-by-step what you do in your business. And a lot of business cannot write down the steps. That's why people have trouble writing books. That's why people have trouble writing journals, because we do it so easily that we can't write it down in steps. But it's powerful when you actually can put it in a step-by-step practice, okay? Now, so again, comfort, get out the comfort zone, ask for help, outsource. Now, the next thing is you actually have to, people call it networking. We can keep it as networking if you want. But you got to really get around people that's like-minded. Not saying we don't want to be, we saying we better than anybody. We're not saying that. Some person said that on Facebook that I was saying not to be with people. No, of course I'm not saying that. But you have to have people that's going to say you can do a thing that's legal, of course, and support you in that instead of saying negative. I remember when you were this. I remember when you was this. So you don't want to hear all that because you're going to let that play on your mind. I came through bullying, and poverty, and self-sabotaging my own business. But if somebody going to just keep reminding me of what I did in the past, that's not going to work. You really, truly, can I be honest, you're not going to work for me. Sure with that, okay? And I'm not going to dial your number. Amen? I'm just going to say amen on that. So you got a network. It can be virtually all these 5,000 people you got on Facebook. Are you supporting them or are they supporting you? A lot of times people want you to support them, but they're not going to support you. We need to get out of that. Come on. Please get out of that. Woo, please. Okay, now we're on number 5. We got 6 and 7 to go. Now, these are podcasters that's doing this. See, while you getting out your comfort zone and starting your podcast, you asking for help. So you asking for my checklist that I have at podcastwinning, WINNIG.com to get that checklist. And you in our Podcast Profit Academy, right? So podcastprofitformula.com. Or you getting a one-on-one that we can knock it out in a mastermind or a VIP. I said, Dr. Sunday, you got a podcast, so let me ask you how to do it. And then we're gonna outsource the graphics. We're gonna outsource if you want a standalone podcast website, right? And then also if you want people to actually reach out to certain guests, we're gonna outsource that because you need to be ready to be able to do the interviews if that's what format that you're doing. You got to be able to do it with the same gears, okay? You actually need to be able to be on other people's platforms. So we have to leverage other people's platforms. And I have to put here in a respectful way, in an honest way, and not trying to take their platform. I love being on other people's platform and podcasting. I love being part of the NFL. I'm part of their media team. I'm part of Bishop Jake's team when they actually do live events. And then also, I'm missing one. Oh, I've been on Oprah. How can I forget Oprah? Okay. Oprah Winfrey's platform, where she's been doing her major events. But the thing about it is, you got to respect their platform, or you ain't going to be on the platform again, okay? All right? So get in these different magazines, get into different podcasts. Even though you're a podcaster, you can still do it. Get magazines still working, even though that most of them are digital, okay? And being in these virtual events, the live events, going to churches, doing different classes, teaching in the classes, all of that you need to be doing as a podcast. Because think about it. You actually have a small business, so you need to expand that small business. So all these conferences that's coming up for small business, all these conferences for women and all these men conferences, you need to be a part of ones that fit, right? Okay? Now, the other ways that you actually can make profit in your podcast is what? What are you doing? Do you have packages? I hope you do because you say you're in business, and not no shade, but you have packages and services, right, that you offer. So when people are on your podcast, you have a package for them when they want to do a 15-second drop, a 10-second drop. 15-second, 30-second, 45-second, or if they want to do a takeover, and what I call a takeover of your podcast, meaning they want to sponsor the whole show or the whole season. It's different packages for that. If you want to know something about that from my platform, please send us an email at hello@getpurposenow.com. Or just go to our website, reneesunday.com, and I'll let you know about that, okay? So you need to know what your products and services and me personally, I don't put my prices on my website. Some people do. I don't, no shade on that, but you need to at least have it in your back end, your office. You need to have, and I'm redoing my welcome package to my onboarding clients as we speak. Because especially if you spending 5 figures with somebody. If you spending $5K, I want you to send me my online package when I do my deposit. Okay? Yeah, and my contract. If you're paying that much of investment, you really shouldn't be waiting over the weekend. In my opinion, now that's just my opinion. If you're doing a high ticket offer. Especially if you get a high-performance person, and that's what that's what I work with, high performance people. That's who I attract. Okay? Now, what's number 7, Dr. Sunday? Number 7. Now, number 7 is, guess what? It's twofold. I want you to be an avid reader, which I know you are, and that's what we're going to read. We're going to read about podcasting. I have several books on that I've written. I've written a book on how to win with podcasters. Check that out. And then also you need to I love Russell Brunson. He has Traffic Secrets. All his books are amazing. He's the owner of ClickFunnels, and it's amazing, okay? So read for your business, but I want you to make sure you read things for personal development, because none of this going to work if my mind ain't right. Some mornings you may get up like, oh, well, you got to talk to yourself. As the Bible says, you got to encourage yourself sometimes, because a lot of people don't understand what your journey. They'll never understand your story. So what you need to do is make sure that you keep encouraged, because a lot of times it's not going to look good. Now, being a podcaster, sometimes nobody may even be on the broadcast, but people are multitaskers, so tasking. So what they're going to do is look at it. They're going to not look at it, but if you're doing audio and video, but if you're doing just audio, they're going to listen to it while they're doing 3 or 4 different things. So what you got to do is look at your analytics, and most of the time people are listening to it on the replay. And that's okay, as long as they download it, as long as they like it on YouTube and, check it out on your website. It's okay. Now, basically, I've given you a gold mine of the 7 ways for small business owners to profit with podcasting. If you take just 2 of these, I ain't going to say 2. You got to do at least, and I'm not saying got to. I'm not putting you in bondage. But really, you should do all of these, because you cannot really be successful in anything if you don't get out your comfort zone. And then also, you're going to spend so much money, mental anguish, if you don't ask for help. If you don't outsource, you're going to actually be overwhelmed, okay? If you don't network, you're not going to bring new people into your funnel. You're not going to bring new people into your tribe. If you don't leverage somebody else's platform, you're still not going to get new people to actually hear your products and services and the amazing things you do in your podcast. And you already have your products and services, right, your packages that you offer. And then you need to have packages for your podcast as well, okay? And I know you're an avid reader already. So pretty much 7 is the way to go. I do it all 7, okay? But you guys, I love you. Just to recap, we're going to say 1 is getting out your comfort zone. 2 is ask for help. Number 3 is outsourcing as much as possible. And then number 4 is networking. Network with other people and other conferences. And number 5 is leverage other people's platform by respecting their platform, of course, and then going by their guidelines that they actually have for their platform. You need to have packages and services for your own podcast and, of course, your business as well. And read, because you got to know what's going on in the world. You need to know what's going on in your business. You need to know what's going on with the trends. But I want you to always be true to yourself. Self-care is very important. Self-care. I even in medical school, one of my good friends, she didn't do too much studying on Saturday. No, it was Friday night to Saturday, because of her faith. And you know what? I actually started doing that too, because it was kind of awkward for us to study anatomy with just one person. But you know what? What I ended up doing is meditating, working out on those times, and actually both our grades went sky high, higher than they were. Okay? So you actually got to have self-care. You have to have time to eat healthy. You have to have time to drink water. You have to have time to exercise. And you have to have time to meditate and pray. You got to have that, because you got to be whole. I'm talking to myself. I need to give myself a donation, okay? Okay? But I want you to be whole. I want you to have your mental state, because mental health is real. So I want you to be able to soar, and I'm borrowing that from Bishop Jakes, but I want you to soar in the things that you do. And I want to thank you guys for tuning in. If you want to be a guest on Dr. Renee Sunday Show, please go to our website, ReneeSunday.com. That's RENEE Sunday, SUNDAY.com. If you want to be in our magazine, same website. If you want to actually write for our magazine, same website. If you want to actually, learn how to podcast, first get that checklist at podcastwinnings.com. But DM me. Send me a message if you have any questions, and we'll go from there. What I want you to know is you do have a calling. You do have a reason you were born. You're not a mistake. No matter what you think, no matter what somebody else has told you, no matter what you think, you're not a mistake. We got to do three things. We got to believe, we got to trust, and we got to walk it out. And we got to walk that thing out. We got to don't stop. Ooh, get it. And what are we getting? We're getting our purpose, and we're getting our purpose now. I love you guys. This is Dr. Renee Sunday. We'll see you next time. I love you. Okay? All right. Bye-bye.